25 left, American.
Let's go.
Juliet, cross runway 25 left, contact ground 27.5.
Hello, Sam. Nice to see you again. Sam, we have a 747 about to go short here. All right, Sam, well, welcome.
Am I on?
You are
Yes.
on, and that is behind the scenes right there. So people are watching at home on TikTok and YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, people are hearing your voice on the mainstream on YouTube as well. Well, welcome back to Los Angeles, and welcome to Airline Videos Live. How was your flight?
I have to be honest. This is my very first time coming out on the live.
Yes.
Of a airline video or anything at the airport live. You know, you've done at home live in your little view cam, right? But this is 22nd century. I'm amazed to see how many cameras, how many phones, and also thank you everybody for coming out
look
here.
At everyone
it's
coming
such an
out
honor. Indeed, it's such a treat. And my mother's been sick for a couple months. I've been at home actually caring for my mom. And you know, only once every few days, every few weeks, you have one day off, then you come out to the airport. That really spike you up in your energy, and then coming out, see planes and see people, and that really warms your heart as well, and that gives you a huge boost. It's the motivation to keep you going, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely. Real quick before we go, Rudy, can you just tilt that phone back just a little bit so we don't, there we go. Perfect, all right.
So you're Rudy, I heard about you.
Very nice to meet you. And how is mom doing, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, mom's getting much better. That's why you see me here, otherwise I would have been at home with her.
Okay, good.
So she's went through one chemotherapy. She had a successful, very treatable, successful surgery. And now she's recovering, and then the second chemo is going to hit on the 16th of August, and then it's going to come like waves. So hopefully by the fall, she will have a speedy, full recovery.
Good. Thinking of mom, praying.
Yes, absolutely.
Glad to hear that report, yeah.
Yeah, great.
So Sam, how was your flight from Las Vegas? It was the #1 tracked flight on Flight Radar 24, once again.
Well, I think thanks to you, Kevin and Rudy, and I've never seen, I even didn't know there was a #1 or #2 ranking, and I was like amazed, and I was like, why on earth there's so many people interested on a tiny Embraer 135 coming in from 200 miles away, Las Vegas. We had a long flight. The ATC played up with us, and they put us on a long sightseeing route. I don't know, it's because they watch your airline video live.
Maybe.
They saw you like mentioning about me. They say, okay, we'll keep Sam going longer since everybody's enjoying the the footage over here. The hill is great. Yeah.
Wow. See, I thought you kind of had something behind that. I thought you said, hey, you guys, let's go to the north and let's just cruise on by and wave at everyone.
No, I want a quick landing. I want to come out here, spend longer time with everybody's been waiting for me. I didn't even expect this crowd, every time I come to the hill, it was just a few person here. This is the biggest crowd turnout, I think. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys behind the scenes can't even see everyone over there.
And I don't know if you can see the chat, but we have a very special Sam Chui emoji for you today. Everyone's greeting you in the chat all over the world. We have almost 3,000 viewers watching at this moment.
My gosh.
Welcome.
I need to find out how to do this little emoji here. Very well done. I see Kevin and Rudy's head as well. Very, very well done. Yeah.
So, Sam, the Emirates A380 is pushing back. And of course, everyone's talking about your new video you just released a week ago Saturday, behind the scenes here at LAX. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. We just have a nice kid here. He brought in airplane-shaped donuts for everybody, and really appreciate it. And thank you so much for your nice gesture.
This is
What's your name?
Ethan.
Ethan. What's your favorite airline in LAX?
All of them are
What's your favorite airplane?
The 747.
Of course.
Perfect.
Of course. Of course. I think these donuts are in the 747 shape, right? Do we have a camera to look at these donuts here?
Yes.
Okay. You can see it.
Rudy will help you there.
Race up to the, there you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Ethan. Thank you. It's such an honor.
Oh, you're going to have to enjoy one of these.
Well, Ethan, I think you're going to eat most of them. I'm on a diet.
We hear that a lot on this show.
This is my son, by the way. I've met Ethan a couple times. He's an up-and-coming guy like me.
I was told that after live I'll eat one pieces because I don't want to be rude too. Yeah.
And we have a 747 here.
Oh wow! Thank you. See, even your favorite airplane. Your favorite airplane. 747 there.
Here, Sam. That's why they want to do this for you.
Thank you, Polar Airline.
Sam, taking a look at this. This is Queen comes at you. What do you think being here at Imperial Hill?
You know, when I first got here was 1999. That was my very first time came out of LAX when I was 18 years old. You know, actually at that time there was only two kind of airplanes, intercontinental airplanes that dominating LAX. If I allow you to share you some history, it was MD-11 and the 747. LA was surprisingly a big MD-11 town at that time because Long Beach was the factory down the line. And if you remember Alitalia, Swiss, Delta, American, Garuda Indonesia, Philippine Airlines, China Airlines, many MD-11 was here. It was that kind of market. And then 747, 400s, Thai Airways, Malaysia Airlines, there were so many comes and gone, the 747. And when I first came out in 99, there were airlines like from Yugoslavia. You would not even have a clue which airline is this. You couldn't figure it out. There was no internet, literally. There's no information. And then you took a photo and then you you just wait and then found out later, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like there was no flight tracking, right? There was no flight radar. There was no radar box. So at that time, it was all luck of the draw. This is why it was so interesting at that time, because you could see something really weird, you know, turn out, and then you have no idea, and that's the jackpot. That's the prize to come out here. And over the years, the whole game has changed. The whole plane spotting game.
Yes.
Really.
We're so spoiled with flight radar now, because otherwise I don't know what I'd be looking at. Wow.
But I still like some days that I don't know what will come, and then just wait for the surprise to roll in. You know, like the Qatar. You saw the Qatar 747-8, right? That's not going to be on flight radar. That's a VIP flight.
Actually, it filed at 1:45 p.m. as QAF1 that day.
Okay, you know everything.
Correct. The biggest surprise, I would say, was when the 747 SP owned by the Las Vegas Sands showed up, because usually I'm out here for other planes. Check flight radar. Yes. Hi, how's it going?
Yeah,
So,
you tell us.
What happened was on October, it was when I last saw the 747 SP in October. I was out here for a few other planes, including those daytime Qantas Praetor flights with the 787 to Melbourne. And it was the one I had flown on, actually, the first one that had debuted when we came home from Australia. I also collect the models, and it was the one by Phoenix. That's why I wanted to see it too.
What's the rarest plane out of all the rare ones you spotted?
The rarest plane I've seen, that's going to be a tough one, but I think in terms of recently, I would say probably the, there was one that was really rare. Honestly, this is kind of rare because they went back to back. I was at Chino back in 2022 in April, and we had a 727 and a DC-9 go back to back, like 10 minutes apart, like we were shooting in like 1995 at like Atlanta or Detroit or something. And I thought that was pretty cool. It was on here. I got the photos of it.
Okay, that's very cool, actually. That's really
real
cool
quick happened
to see a 7.2 and a DC-9 back to back.
What was crazy about this, here, it was an all-white one.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Star one.
Yeah, awesome.
Sands, sorry, we have motorcycles that drive by here all the time. The 7.4 SP was cool when I was bringing up Sands, so I was here to see my Qantas Streamliner, and I noticed my friend texted me, hey, this is coming in, and I saw the Sands SP had left Vegas, and I knew it was going to leave, so I thought you might as well shoot a photo of it. It was really cool.
Beautiful photo. So you took all these photos yourself?
Yeah, with my Nikon camera, yeah. And
wow.
Emirates Expo.
I'm going to do a little Instagram sneak peek story from my perspective here, looking at the hill.
There you go.
Here. Wow,
yes,
everybody say hi.
So Sam.
Hey, thank you.
Sam, real quick. Everyone is talking about your new YouTube video about LAX behind the scenes. Everyone sends me the link. Have you seen Sam's video? He's at LAX. Amazing video. Can you talk about shooting that? What is the experience like being out on those runways and those taxiways and being up close and personal with all these mega big planes here at LAX?
You know, it's certainly an experience that I've done this for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, my first time out of field, it was 20 years ago, and I, from time to time, I got lucky. I got invited to come out. Every time, it's really pumps my heart when I see big airplane. Just, you know, when you drove past the airplane right next to it, you know, you felt the jet blast, you smell the jet fuel, and you know, and it was so close, and then you know, it wakes you up every time. It's just like, it's so exciting. There's nothing else I can describe. It's just wonderful. It perks you up, really.
Well, yeah, the views were amazing from the new West Gates. Now, we had a question. Now, in your video, they called it Bradley West. Is that the new name? We want to make sure, because we call it, well, first of all, we call it the hottest club, but the West Gates at Tom Bradley. So it's now Bradley West? Is that your understanding?
I don't really honestly know the technical name of that. It's a Bradley Terminal extension on the west side of the regional Bradley Terminal.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
But also I want to say in that video, when I was filming it, what really got me interested is the whole airport as a city.
Yeah.
There are lots of life inside this airport, not just airplanes live, but there's people working on the field. There is, there's so much things happening to turn every single airplane back and forth. So I found that the whole thing was, it feels like, I want to connect personality with the airplane together.
Oh,
of
yes,
course,
absolutely.
Of course, by default, I'm interested in the airplane as an AV geek. But there's also the good people work at the field that, happened to my friend Shanai here. Shanai was, where are you, Shanai? So Shanai, come here.
Right.
So he was working at Air Tahiti, and he was able to open the airplane and show me what normally he does, like adding oils, changing oils, and adding waters, and also look at a airplane, how to get service the airplane when it arrives, right? There's just so much behind the scenes work, right? I mean, when I started, I heavily focused on just documenting the flight experience, get on the Emirates A380 flight and see what the first class is like, right? But when you go deeper and deeper in aviation, there's so much more stuff behind that I haven't seen, and I think that there's all this stuff hasn't been documented. There's an opportunity out there for everyone to showcase more and more, so we learn more out of all this.
Absolutely. The one thing I took away from that video, I couldn't believe how much oil you were putting in that Dreamliner. I think was everyone shocked? Those 2 cans in the engine, every single...
If you think that was a lot on the older 340-300s, we had 5 to 6 cans per engine. So per hair dryer, as we call them, we had 5 to 6 of those cans in each one of them. So maybe 20 per flight. Comparatively, on the GNX, which powers the 787s for us, it's 2 quarts per engine, so a total of 4 compared to 20. Very, very, very fuel efficient, and for over water flights, having adequate oil is very, very important.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, so you do call them hair dryers?
They were old hair dryers. We don't have them anymore. One of them is sitting in San Bernardino.
Oh,
interesting. Wow.
So this is why we really need to invite more people working in all aspects of aviation to come out here, that pilots, mechanics, operations, anybody works on the airplane or relate to aviation, they have interesting stories to tell.
Absolutely. It was so cool that you had that access to be able to see all that, because those are, sites that we don't get to see. So that was a really interesting video to watch.
I would say this, when you do good work, Rudy and Kevin, you guys will be noticed. You guys already became quite a sensation here, and I am sure the days is not that far away for you guys to go to the next big step.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you,
Very
Sam.
kind of you to say, wow, I just got the chills.
So, Sam, with all your travels, you've traveled all around the world. Is there one that stands out? Just me asking you right now, is there one that just all of a sudden just pops in your mind right now that just stands out than the rest?
One of what?
Your travels, your the flights.
Oh, the flights. There are so many great flights, like depends on what you like. Classic aircraft, I can give you a 747 SP. If you want the A380, we have plenty of that here. If you want the latest or the classic, there's so much. I cannot give you one.
No, not one.
Sometimes I have so many run through my mind at the same time, because I'm a kind of a geek into all kind of commercial aviation. It doesn't matter if it's an Embraer or a 737, right? And I know it sounds cheesy, but I have to say, even when I get on board a very ordinary 737 or Airbus 320, I still get very happy because I get to sit down by the window and look out when they take off, and I still get a good sensation as well. And it's still great. It's not, I wouldn't say it's boring per se, but I would say there's still great elements for you to enjoy. Even though it's a routine flight, it's not a special launch flight or special, some sort of fancy flight. You love the 747. Now, is there a version of the 747 that you love more than the others? Is it the SP? Is it the 200, 400? I think it's probably the 400 because that's where the era I grew up, right? The 400 came out in 1988, 89, and up until about 2005, it dominates here in LAX because every Trans-Pacific flight, you name it, from Singapore Airlines to Qantas to Air Pacific to, every single airline across the ocean used the 747-400. So that's the era I grew up with. And the 200 is a little bit older than me, the 100, and those are the hard one, the rare one to chase. But I think what I like about the 747, I think primarily is the shape, and of course the significance of the airplane open up all the transatlantic, trans-Pacific, transoceanic travel for everybody to be able to afford to come over to meet friends, to mingle with cultures as well, right?
Yes.
There's a significance in the development of aviation this airplane has brought us. And I think the very last 747-8 goes to Atlas Air. It will roll out from Boeing in the end of this year. So I will be going to Boeing. I will be going to Boeing to see the very last 747, and then I'm sure I will have tears coming out.
Yes.
All of us will be having tears.
Have tears.
Oh, that is.
Well, I'll be crying with you, Sam.
Yeah.
So you're obviously traveling a lot, usually. Now, percentage-wise, over the course of the year, how many days out of the year are you basically traveling around the world, would you say?
I usually like to do all my travel I put them very compact in a sense that I do all my travel in 2 weeks, then I have maybe 2 or 3 weeks off.
Okay.
So I do like that. So it's almost like a pilot, right? You fly 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off.
Wow.
And that squeezes out more time for yourself and also you need to editing your video and do all the stuff, right? So you need a time to rest as well. So this is my upcoming trip is going up to Canada.
Okay.
Tomorrow I will go up to Vancouver, then I'll go to a new place in Yellowknife. So I'm going to go to see Buffalo Airways, which has very old airplanes, classic airplanes, DC-3, cool. C-46, Lockheed Electra. So I'm going to see them, and then I'm fly out of Canada on my way to Dubai through Turkey. So we're going to be on Turkish Airlines A350. In fact, that's that's actually on Instagram. People voted. I asked people, I have a choice like Air Canada 787 or Turkish Airlines A350. People actually voted Turkish Airline as the most wanted one. So I actually going to fly the Air Canada internally in Canada from Calgary to Montreal, and then jump on the Turkish 350. So you can have both.
Wow.
Very nice. And you start this journey tomorrow, is that what you said?
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, there's no time to be wasted. I'm going to come here, do the airline live today with you.
Well, thank you.
And tomorrow, right on to on the new trip.
Man,
and I haven't really traveled for 2 months. I was with my mother in Las Vegas in her house, looking after her. And then I think in July, I came out LAX one day. That's the day I filmed the LAX video behind the scenes. And I was up the tower. I was there all day.
Wow.
You know, and I was so excited to the extent that I did not sleep the night before. I could not sleep. I actually tossed around in my bed for about 6 hours, but I couldn't sleep. Just woke up and then just ready to roll. And you're so tired, but instantly when you go on the airfield, your energy comes back.
Oh,
right?
yes, absolutely.
When you see a big 747-8 Korean Air next to your vehicle, and then you just got better and better with the energy. I was up that tower, that new West Bradley Tower there, and then looking back to all of that. So you know, yeah. That is probably the best vantage spot now. I think it's even better than the FAA tower because that spot is sort of in the midfield. The FAA is a little bit over the top of the field. So
I just love seeing your reaction to seeing, I believe it was the Korean Air 747. You filmed it departing and you were you almost lost your balance there with the
I haven't done this for a while. I used to have a pretty good stand with the jet blast, but you know, you gotta take into consideration I haven't been out for a while and I'm getting old and weak.
Well, what was that like? I mean, what was your reaction, the experience of just being so close to that departure?
It all happened very quickly, to be very honest. You only have about 10 seconds, the thing just blast past you, right? And so that 10 seconds is where you need to focus. And you know, if you want to take a good photo, if you want to take a good video, and that's your money shot, and you're gonna strike.
So cool that you got that experience, because like I said earlier, not everybody gets to be there on, you know, by the runway. That's so cool.
Well, like I said, this is all part of relationship, right? Okay, we wait for the motorcycle to go past. And
welcome to Imperial Hill.
I feel that it's important if you could forge some sort of relationship, right? It's almost like a business. In any successful business, you forge good relationship. So you have to end up doing something that is benefits to your audience. At the same time, that also has a win proposal to the airport authority that they allow you to go inside. Right?
I agree, yes.
So you have to create something that you both wins, that's, you know, so they're happy to let you in, and also your audience are happy to follow you. And that's what I'm hoping I'm doing right now. And then also to bring values, to show people behind the scenes normally they would not see.
Absolutely. It speaks volumes that so many people have come out to greet you. They knew you were coming here today, and so that, I mean, we're just so happy to have you here, and thanks for taking the time.
And Sam, I was going to ask you on top of that, I mean, you kind of touched on it, but do you have any words for aspiring YouTubers out there that kind of look at you and say, hey, that's what I want to be one day?
I think the aspiring word I have is just always be thankful and think what kind of content you can create to benefit your viewer. Because people out there follow you, watch your video, there has to be a reason they do this.
Right.
So you have to deliver that value proposition for your followers to follow you, to watch your video. So, and you know, so it's beyond just thinking about yourself. It's think about, what kind of content I create there that I can generate values that people are interested to watch and follow me. Then you go with that route. This is my opinion.
Right. That's great.
Great advice.
You nailed it. By the way, I'm just paying attention because the Emirates A380 is about to depart there on the north side, is now the #7 worldwide track. Oh. You were #1.
Okay, let's try to make that #1 now. I think Kevin and Rudy, you guys have the power. You guys can make this #1 track.
I honestly forgot we were out here plane spotting. I'm just enjoying hearing from you, Sam. This has been great.
Yeah, and I think we should invite someone who has been here a long time, who wanted to be on the live, and feel free to come up here. Feel free, yeah, come up. Come on and talk about what's your favorite airline and airport.
How about these two?
Yes, of course, yes. Hi.
I made some fan art.
Oh, you made
yes,
this
the fan art.
Thank you, thank you. This is amazing. Look at this. I will keep this.
Tell us your name again. You're Sam?
You know I do keep all of these, every time when I receive something, I always keep them at home. And then, you know, it's not like I take them and I always keep them because I really appreciate it. Sometimes you bring them back from your treasure cove. It makes you happy when you look at them, you know?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Max.
Max.
I'm Sam.
Sam?
Yeah, we've been watching since like 2018.
Oh, thank you. What's your favorite airplane?
I like the 747 or the A380.
Yeah, I gotta go either, I have 3. I got A340, A380, 747. Can't,
What's your most hated one? Do you hate any airplane? Is there anything you don't like?
I mean, some of the 737 Maxes because of all the crashes, but I don't like a lot. I mean, I love all the planes because, well, they're very interesting and stuff. So,
what's your favorite airline though?
Oh, I like Emirates and Etihad.
I gotta go for least favorite plane, 737-700. I've had so many issues with like the pressure on that. It hurts my ears, so gotta go with that. But yeah. Favorite airline, I'm gonna say probably Emirates too, or I don't know. Yeah.
Have you flown on Emirates?
I have not. I will be honest, I have not flown on many different airlines, but Emirates is definitely something I'm hoping to go to soon.
Of course. Okay, well, nice to meet you today.
Thanks, you
guys.
Nice
to meet you. Thanks for coming out. Thank you so much. I'll keep this.
Awesome.
We'll take a picture after the live. Yeah.
Yes, there will be plenty of opportunity to take pictures here.
Yes.
Okay. You want to come up? Tell us your name.
Hello.
I'm Darren.
Derek?
Darren.
Yeah, what's your favorite airplane and airline?
Emirates A380.
Okay, we need someone to come up without talking about the Emirates and A380. There's no Air Tahiti. My friend's upset here.
US Air.
Which one is it? C-46?
46. US Air used to fly them with PSA.
The BAE 146, the quadra puff. Yeah, the jumbo. What's it called? The jumbo lino.
I want to be on air. Hey. All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, we got to get over here so people can see it.
Step on.
There we go. All right, so you're looking up at that camera right there.
Yes,
all
right. I'll be over.
What's your name?
Danny B, by the way.
Danny B.
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
By the way, I love watching you guys because I do a radio show I produce, and so you guys keep me going for 3 hours.
Excellent. Excellent.
Awesome. I'm not going to say which one. I'm plugging.
Came out for the right day. So, okay, you were saying your favorite plane.
Yeah, so I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, and we had Pacific Southwest Airlines. They had the Bay 146, and then US Air acquired them, and I always wanted to fly on one, never got a chance to. I know, I guess London City still has them from time to time, kind of.
it's really hard now. I don't know why all of a sudden. This is aviation, right? Like you see them, you know, they look like grass. They're every day, everywhere. But all of a sudden they get retired, and then like they became so rare. You have to go out of your way to fight on the very last one.
The ones that fight fires, though, we still see them here in SoCal.
Hi.
146s.
Anyway, dream come true. I was mentioning on your chat a few weeks ago what a awesome thing it would be to have Sam on the channel.
Yeah, well,
and I haven't today,
here
so
we
I
go.
just roll down here.
We actually talk about quite often. It's just that I couldn't be here earlier, but I'm glad I made it today.
Yes, we are certainly glad.
Speaking of favorite planes, we had a viewer ask if you've ever flown on the Concorde.
I actually flew once. And also now thinking back, it's really, really worth it. I was a student. I couldn't buy the ticket. I couldn't afford a ticket, and my mother has this vision, and she said that this plane is gone, and then if you really want to do it, I'll pay for your tickets. And it was at that time, actually thinking now, it's all worth it. It's $2,999.
Wow!
I remember, out of New York to London, and one way, and then return on the 747 economy class. But it was really worth it. Looking back now, what I've done, and that really thanks to my mother.
Yes, and on that topic, what are your thoughts on supersonic jet travel coming up? I know some airlines have started talking about purchasing supersonic jets.
I think we still need more substantial orders from more airlines, from more Air Force, and everybody to put in to order, because when you develop an airplane, the development cost is at billions. You look at 787, right? Boeing need to sell probably 1,000 of them to break even. So you know, I think it's interesting we have a couple takers right now, but I don't think right now we have enough. We need to have more, so we need to have more people to be aware of the benefits of supersonic as well. So there's more airlines can provide that kind of airplanes, and then if you don't have enough taker, unfortunately the project will not go through.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Interesting. But I certainly hope the project will go through from an aviation geek point of view.
Absolutely, I agree. That would be so cool. Travel to, you know, international destinations in half the time. Sign me up.
Okay, maybe we can take one more questions. Then I'm going to greet some of the people here who has waited for me, and they really need to. Yeah.
No, it was great. Thank you for coming on. All right, Dan, come over here, Dan.
Step
Dan
this way.
flew in.
Watch your step there.
All right, Dan. All right, come over here, Dan. We got to see you behind the scenes so we know. All right, there we go. Dan, what's your question?
Hello, Sam.
Hey, how are you?
So you've been all over the world, and you've seen a lot of stuff. So, you know, where's the most plane spotters at?
The most plane spotters?
Where's the most plane spotters you've seen? All the places you've been.
I think the most amount of plane spotter came out, there must be a special events going on. That one time at LAX when we have the space shuttle. When we have the 747 with the space shuttle piggyback on it, that time I think the whole town came out. The whole freeway was at a standstill at 105, right?
Wow.
So I think that must be one of those. But I think also when I go to Europe, when I remember I flew on the Antonov. I flew on the Antonov 22, the biggest turboprop. It was the first time going in a town in Germany called Bremen, Germany. The whole town came out as well. It was just like this big when you see a very strange plane. Everybody stop by and watch it, you know, because it's not every day, you know. Yeah.
That's cool. Nice.
Awesome.
Well, excellent.
Do we have any more questions?
Did I hear Emirates? People are chirping about Emirates.
Tell you what, we'll let you get photos. These people have been waiting all day for you. So we won't hold you up anymore. And Emirates is about to take off, so you can enjoy that. Sam, thank you so much for stopping by and being on our live show.
It's a pleasure, and I hope to be back again. I hope to be back very soon again.
Come back
live
anytime.
studio audience. That's what we like to see.
This is hard work, I can tell you. You and Kevin, look at the suntan Kevin has. This is hard work. How many days a week are you doing lives, Kevin?
3 days a week.
3 days
and
only.
We have a new podcast.
Okay, here Emirates just rotating. The world's longest flight from Los Angeles to Dubai, about 8,390 miles.
This is Emirates Flight 37 Victor departing to Dubai. It's an Airbus A380.
Now, for people who don't know what's Emirates 37 Victor, I can explain to you. So that's a call sign for the ATC. The actual flight number is Emirates 216. So when the ATC might be confused with, there's another Emirates 226 out of San Francisco. So when situation like you have a lot of Emirates flight number with 2-something-6, they will just assign this one to become 37 Victor. So every day this became Emirates 37 Victor, so there won't be any confusion on the radio transmission.
Perfect explanation. Thank you. We get that question a lot. Thank you so much for joining us today.